She thought adopting a rescue dog would be the happiest moment of her life. And at first it was. He was sweet, calm, and seemed to love her instantly. But then, the smell started. Not just a dirty dog smell, but something far worse. When she pulled over and looked closer, what she discovered beneath his fur left her shaking. It wasn't just neglect, it was something no animal should ever endure. Stay with us until the end, because this heartbreaking story takes a turn you won't see coming. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. It should have been one of the best days for Kelly. She was looking forward to building a close connection with her four-legged friend. When the time came for her to pick up the dog that she wanted to adopt, it was a moment that she would never forget. She was sure that this dog was meant for her. She was ready to give him everything that he needed or wanted. Usually, the day that a dog arrives at its new home should be full of celebration and joy. However, this would not turn out to be the case for Kelly. When she finally put her new dog in her car, she could sense that something was wrong. She wasn't sure what it was, though. She had to make a special call. Your second salvation. If you love something, you just want more of it. That was the case with Kelly. Even though she had already adopted a dog named Brewer, she was sure that she could take in another one. But Kelly absolutely refused to buy a dog. She knew it was more important to help a dog in need by offering it a new home. Kelly kept tabs on a couple of dogs that she had seen either at the shelter or on the internet. Then she saw a white pit bull mix. The dog's name was Rocco. She was sure that this was the dog for her, the one that she would look after in the future. Kelly couldn't wait for everything to be settled. However, it was a special situation. Kelly learned about the dog in a special way. She was browsing Facebook when she suddenly came across a photo of Rocco. The dog had been put up for sale by the roommate of Rocco's previous owner for only $50. Kelly had no idea whom the puppy originally belonged to. She never thought that this would be so important. Kelly couldn't speak directly to the dog's previous owner. Still, she offered to pay for the dog of her dreams and waited for an answer. Kelly was impatient, much like a happy dog who can't wait to get a new toy. Then she finally got a message. The person who put Rocco for sale on the internet responded positively to her message. Kelly hurried over there to pick up Rocco, the pit bull. As soon as the two met, Kelly fell head over heels in love with the dog. He was one of the cutest dogs that she had ever met. She quickly put him in the car to bring him to his new home. As she was driving home, Kelly was full of happiness. She felt a special bond with Rocco. She couldn't wait to play with him for hours, feed him, and give him so much love. But then she noticed something unusual. There was an unknown smell that made her unsure about Rocco. In general, it is not uncommon for a dog to smell bad, but Kelly knew that this was not an ordinary smell that her dog gave off. Kelly, a dog lover, knew the difference between a dirty dog smell and a dog with an unusual smell. Still, she knew that poor hygiene could certainly be a reason. Rocco looked like he hadn't been bathed in a long time. Though Kelly tried to convince herself that it was just a different dog scent, such as what happens when dogs have not been bathed for a while, the smell became increasingly unbearable. She became so worried that she had to stop the car. When she examined Rocco more closely, she made a shocking discovery. What Kelly saw was something that would leave an emotional wound forever. Rocco was wearing a harness. When she removed it, Kelly saw a huge cut, about 6 centimeters long and 1.5 centimeters deep on Rocco's chest. She was shocked that she hadn't noticed that his body had such a terrible wound. This wasn't the only thing that she discovered. The terrible wound was seriously infected, so Kelly hurried to the vet. Rocco was quickly examined there. The veterinarian reported that the wound could be healed. Kelly was so relieved. The dog was lucky. He was given painkillers and antibiotics to help him recover from the infected cut. After healing, more was awaiting him. Kelly was happy to learn that Rocco could recover quickly. He had to be treated appropriately for his wound to heal, and he would have to be operated on. That was positive news, but for Kelly, there was still a big question. Who had done this terrible thing to Rocco? She discovered the shocking truth when the vet called her later. It turned out that Rocco had not been well cared for and had even been beaten. Fortunately, she could now give him the love that he had never received. Rocco had been wearing the harness since he was a puppy, and it had melded into his skin. Kelly was angry and decided to call the seller. When Kelly, a true dog lover, found out about the crime against her innocent dog, nothing could stop her from finding out the truth. She called the owner. The old owner was amazed at the confrontation. He offered to pay Rocco's medical costs. Kelly knew that this was the right thing for the time being, but she wasn't done with the case. Kelly did not waste time justifying the wrongdoing by these people and called the police. The previous owner was questioned. He claimed to be unaware of the cut that Rocco had on his chest. He also said that he wasn't aware of the smell that the dog had given off. The people responsible for the wound that Rocco had on his chest said that they knew nothing about the damage under the dog harness. They said that they were innocent and ignorant and wanted the best for the dog. He would run away often, so they put the harness on him. The court ruled against them. As a punishment, they were fined $1,500 and reimbursed Rocco's medical expenses. Knowing that Rocco was a cute dog that wouldn't hurt anyone, Kelly believed that the court was doing the right thing by punishing the two previous owners as those responsible for his suffering. She knew that a dog owner should be responsible and loving. Kelly cannot spend a day without Rocco. The connection that she feels with her dog is something special and is strengthened by their mutual love every day. Since Rocco had been a victim of neglect all his life, this victory of justice was only the beginning of his new adventure. Since Rocco's injury was not a small incision, it would take a long time to heal. The doctors told Kelly that it would take Rocco more than 2 months to heal completely. The recovery process would be painful for the dog. It would be a great deal of work for Kelly too, but she was ready to do anything for poor Rocco. Fortunately, the recovery process came to an end. Rocco's operation was successful and the animal was healthy again. His terrible past could finally be forgotten, and now Kelly and her beloved Rocco could have a new and happy life. Today, Rocco is no longer just a rescue dog. He's a symbol of second chances. His wounds have healed, not just on the outside, but on the inside too. With Kelly by his side, he finally knows what it means to be safe, loved, and truly home. And for Kelly, adopting Rocco didn't just save a dog, it changed her life in ways she never imagined. Because sometimes the most broken souls end up giving us the purest kind of love, and that's a bond no one can ever take away.